The most rewarding aspect of my job is getting to be with babies all day. I love that patient population. Sure, they don't talk to you, but they do a lot of other things to tell you how they're feeling. I love teaching in the NICU too, because you could do a full exam on a baby from head to toe and kind of see everything. I feel like you can't do that with an adult. So you really get to know them. You start to get to know their personalities. You start to get to see them bonding with their families. And what's really fun sometimes too is you get to sneak holding them in the middle of the day or right before they get discharged. And I think it's just incredible to be with babies all day. I was doing rotations in medical school, and I remember loving 2 rotations in particular. I really loved anesthesia because I like the procedures and putting in IVs and intubating. But then I was also really drawn to children, and I did my OB-GYN rotation. And I was like, oh, where's that baby going? Like, I don't want to stay here with the mom. I want to know what's going on with that baby. And I remember doing my pediatrics rotation. I was talking to a really good mentor of mine in my medical school, and she was like, so you like babies and you like anesthesia? She's like, you should be a neonatologist. A lot of people say, like, I could never be a neonatologist. I don't know how you do your job. It's amazing, my job, because babies are so resilient. I think people think of babies as being really fragile and breakable, but they're not. They're some of the toughest people that I know. And the joy of neonatology, too, is you could take this either really small baby or really sick baby, and the majority of the time, they get really healthy, and they get to join their family. And being a part of that is so incredible. And for so many subspecialties in pediatrics, I feel like sometimes they feel like they don't have this long-term relationship with families. But when you're in the NICU, sometimes you're with families for months at a time. You really develop this connection with families, and you really get to be with a family at the start of them falling in love with their child. It can be really hard when you have to take a baby away from a family right after delivery because you know the baby is going to be really sick, or because you didn't know the baby was going to be really sick. That's one of the toughest parts of my job, because you always hear about this golden hour and this bonding time you want to have with a baby right after delivery. And I could think of this really small baby, a 24-weeker, who went through so much. They had chest tubes. They were on a ventilator. They had a lot of issues with their fluids. We were worried about infections. So many things that we worry about in the NICU happened to this baby. And there were times where I thought the baby might not make it. But then at the end of the day, the baby grew, the baby got stronger, the baby developed and got more mature. And I'll never forget sending him home because, again, if you didn't know that he had all this medical intervention, you'd be like, oh my God, that's an adorable, fat, healthy term baby. And that is not that baby's story. So I think a lot of people don't think they want to do the NICU because it can be a heavy place with a lot of emotion. But for as much as there's sad emotion, there's also this overwhelming joy and excitement and anticipation when you've had your baby in the NICU for a long time and you get to take them home. And so I really do think I have the best job.